we know through years of like trying different stuff, we know through years of marketing that people stopped commenting on Facebook because we are so sick and tired of people like tracking that. And we didn't want people arguing on Facebook. And we all know we all have that crazy uncle that says the most terrible things on Facebook and posting memes that aren't even real. And we're so sick and tired of it that when we migrated there, we like direct messaging a lot more. Now, what happens is that because of this, there's a lot more DMs going on. And because of that, there's a lot more one-to-one connection with people and brands. Okay. So like right now, 96% of business plan to use stories in the next 6 months. Stories is incredibly hot. And there's 500 million active users on Instagram stories every day. Okay. 500 million people, which is pretty awesome. So Instagram, it's really, really, really where your customers are, but more in the stories than anywhere else. And so we want to focus on that. Now, in regards to stories, we got to think differently, right? We got to think vertical. We have to think video, right? Video is being seen more than images. We have to think silent. So if you're doing something, if you're going onto Instagram like every morning and you're like talking about nobody's listening, right? 90% of people have their sound off. Who has their sound on when they're on Instagram? That's just so awkward. Like, your significant other is sitting on the couch and you're just going from one crazy motivational speaker to the next. It's just, it's irritating. Like it's absolutely, I saw somebody do that I was in line in the Superstore the other day and somebody was going through Instagram with their sound on and like post by post. I'm just like, oh my gosh, who is this person? That's death right there. So when we're thinking about Instagram to actually advertise what we're doing, just remember, stories don't happen to you. They're planned by you. We don't want to just, once again, just be like, okay, just be on Instagram all the time. No, have a strategy, right? Think about what you're posting on a regular basis and have that strategy make sense for your users. Within video, and like video is obviously really hot, being transparent is more popular this year than ever before, right? People would always polish stuff up and we want to make sure we have really good video. We're being transparent, not too corporate. We want to always make sure we have good lighting. That's like the main thing, good lighting and okay sound. And then we also want to make sure we build relationships with people, okay? Now I want to show you a quick video here. And I would love for people to put in the chat afterwards what my strategy is. Okay, so as a company, guys, I'm a marketing company. I'm giving you my strategy. What I do is we produce we do a lot in different areas, but our major thing is we produce one video every month. And with that one video a month, we have a strategy. And I want you to write down in the chat what you think I'm trying to do with these videos. So this video is from the agency to I think we've got about 400 customers and about 4,000 contacts. Let's take a look at it together. Unfortunately, it's me. So you've just gone from listening to me on the webinar to watching a video about me. All right, so my sincere apologies, but let's just get through this. Happy August, everybody. This is your Candy Box marketing update. At the agency, we have been growing like crazy. Apparently, during pandemics, people want to focus on building new websites and launching digital marketing campaigns when everything else is canceled throughout the year. So we've been busy as an agency. As you can kind of tell here, I am back in Candy Box Marketing Studios. This is no longer a place of work. It is just a photography, videography studio. So Joel, feel free to show them our mess here. This is just us when our clients aren't here. So really excited to give you an update today. Because of our growth in the last couple months, we have been able to add 3 new team members to help you market your business online. In these times, we understand that digital marketing is a critical part of anyone's marketing mix, but your best customer is still a referral. Over these last few months, we've seen a lot of our customers give us referrals as an agency, anything from redoing a new website to launching Google campaigns, chatbots, videos, branding. And during the month of August, we want to actually give back to our customers, those people that are actually referring new customers in. What we want to do is we want to give you guys a $100 Home Depot gift card if you help by sending us a referral that actually turns into a real customer. Joel, can we have like a Home Depot gift card that like pops up in my hand here, like in post editing? Is that possible?
Can we fix it in post?
Yeah. Can we fix it in post? Okay. Got the gift cards, Joel. You're welcome. Okay, so what we'd like to do is we'd like to send you a $100 Home Depot gift card just to say thanks if you send us a referral for our services and they become a customer. You want to build a deck? This will probably build, I don't even know how much wood costs. What is this, like 15 planks? Here's 15 planks. They call them planks, 2x4s, right?
Yes.
Here's 15 2x4s. What if I'm wrong? What if like somebody does the math?
We'll fix it in post.
Okay, here's a blank amount of 2x4s and 6s.
Gotta stop saying fix it in post.
Because this is actually a shot about not fixing stuff in post. And so I'm advocating for you. In the next couple months, we're going to be launching new webinars based on chatbots, how to optimize your landing page for more conversion rates, and how to tell your brand story through digital marketing. If you'd like to attend any of these webinars or get a copy of past webinar recordings, feel free to check out candyboxmarketing.com/webinar or click on the link in the description. From this very empty Candybox studio to your home, thank you so much for watching our video and hope you have a great rest of your summer. All right, let me gather my thoughts. I don't have any. Okay. All right, open up the chat here. What do you guys think? Oh, darn, I just opened up the wrong slide. Here we go. Throw your stuff in chat. What is my strategy? All right, we got Annie, promoting digital marketing services, asking for referrals. Eva, great video. Thank you, Eva. We're best friends. Or is it Eva? Could be either. Client reassurance. Yeah, that was one. We're still alive. That was good. Nice to see you're not corporate. Yep. Big thing we're trying to do. Like, hi, John. We put. We wanted, so just in other words, you're completely right. We wanted to look approachable, okay? So in everything we do, we don't do it way too professional, too polished, too downtown, all that stuff. If you are approachable, people are approaching you. If you just seem like some marketing person, nobody will ever call you. So like people could just feel like they can actually do it. Olivia showed the behind the scenes stories behind the company, strategy, looking for conversation. I think your strategy is that video works. That's actually a big one. So we're actually showing that we're demonstrating them how video works. We want all of our clients on video retainers. So we launch we'll launch a monthly video. That's another one. Engaging by reward. Here's the interesting thing. We never plan to give out any Home Depot gift cards and nobody ever asked for them because our clients don't really care about 6 planks. We're putting it out there to make them think about referrals, but our clients aren't the people to get it. So it's interesting because it's the entire video is about giving out gift cards, and we never really planned to give out gift cards, but it just looked interesting. Angie, yes, thank you. Hired new staff. A growing agency is a successful agency. And so we wanted to give the idea that we're doing well and we're perfectly fine and open. And then they're going to be like, okay, that's good. What's going to go on? So Angie Dickerson, absolutely. What else we got here? Attract more audience. There are a few subtle plugs. Oh, there's a lot of plugs in there. Feels human, transparent. Transparency is a big one. You're alive and well. Yeah, people actually like concern. Like, so a lot of our competition during COVID went bankrupt. And so people are like, if I spend 100 grand with this firm, are they going to go under? And so we're very like, hey, we're growing, we're doing all this fun stuff. So you see in like a video about gift cards, we had like all these different objectives. Sorry, there's so many messages. You guys are like awesome. You're right on it. You guys are marketing experts. You could all run my company better than I can. Don't worry. But yeah, like there's all these things you can kind of build into it, but it was all in the feel and the texture of the video and not just in the content. Showing the video to sell video, showing that we're open and not dead or coughing was like the biggest thing that we were trying to like get across to people. Okay. So awesome job. We got a little bit more time. Here's a fun one. Another online activity surpassed social media in 2015 and no one noticed. What was it? Dang it, I was not sharing the right screen. Share. It's like 2021. I don't even know how to share a screen on Zoom. Another online activity surpassed social media in 2015 and no one noticed. You can't even Google this. Not porn. Nope. Nope. Porn is down. Pokemon Go. That was so 2018, I think. What else we got? Shopping? Nope. Gaming? Nope. Netflix? Sorry, guys. Podcast? Ooh, dating? Nope. Video meetings? Sorry, guys. I'm just going to give you the answer. I don't want to be that jerk professor. I'm not a professor. I'm just a guy. I'm just Daryl. So anyways, want to see what it is? Chat, DMs. So that means that you're now spending more time on Facebook Messenger than on Facebook, more time on Instagram Messenger than on Instagram, more time on WhatsApp than on Google. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so that orange line, or red if you're colorblind, that orange line right up here, this is number of daily users on chat. This is total social media usage. All right. This is really interesting because people have not paid attention to this. And it was right around 15 that this actually changed. And so it's no longer just about having a social media strategy. It's about having a chat strategy. And then you talk to CEOs, so like, what's a chat strategy? You want to know something else just a little scary? This is just a scary thing. Do you know what the top 3 messaging apps are right now? Right now. Ooh, what do we know? Let's see. What do we think? Facebook, WhatsApp, IG? All right. Thanks a lot for giving away the answer, Alvina. Appreciate it. Yeah, you got it. All right. These are the top 3 messaging apps. What's scary about this? They're all owned by the same company. Yeah, exactly. I saw you mouthing that, Zoe. I got that. You were perfect. You're like, they're all the same company. Yeah, they're all owned by Facebook. Okay, and they've actually amalgamated 2, and they may be amalgamating the third, or they may not, because now they have privacy concerns with that. But like, this is insane. And so we think, what is the number 1 activity online? It's not actually checking the gram. It's being on Messenger, on all these different things, and it's all the same thing. It's like this massive worldwide monopoly that is just kind of gathered overnight. And we're now going to be doing more with chat. There's chat bots, right? And we're seeing the rise of chat bots, a huge digital marketing trend of people not being able to talk to people, but people talking to bots. And I just saw Cleo have wine, and I thought to myself, I can't have wine while I'm doing this because that wouldn't be good. But you did, so I should have. But anyways, I'm just going to keep going with my water, and I'll do that later. So that means that like people are now buying stuff over chat, okay? And people are having conversations with salespeople with chat. All right. And so all this stuff is people are buying stuff with chat and selling stuff with chat. And all this stuff is linked back to their phones. And so what does our new customer experience look like? And we're always trying to think of stores and online adoption and all that stuff. Guess what's actually happening with our consumer experience? Well, this is a picture of somebody buying stuff. Okay. And here's another picture of somebody selling stuff. All right. This is what like commerce is going to look like in the next 5 years. All right, very, very strange. I want to show another quick, fun digital marketing case study here, because one thing about digital marketing that not a lot of people talk about is that it is more important where you're bringing people to than where you're bringing people from. What does that mean? Is that, okay, sure, you have your Instagram chat bot up and going. You've got your online interaction. You've got your search engine marketing. You've got your influencer campaign, all that stuff, and they all come somewhere. But then how are they converting, right? Because we know that Instagram doesn't cut us checks, right? They don't. They make sponsored ads off of us. We don't get paid by them. And so what does this mean? And what does this have to do with Uber? So a couple of years ago, I was approached by a major company, and they said, listen, Uber is launching a new insurance service for Uber drivers in Toronto. Okay, so a new service for Uber drivers in Toronto. So if you're driving Uber, you're not currently insured because you're not technically a taxi cab. And so you don't actually have taxi cab insurance. So if you crash, nobody gets paid, which is really, really terrible. So they said, we are coming out with a new service that is just for Uber drivers. Will you market this and like advertise it? And I was like, absolutely. And I had another insurance company saying the same thing. Hey, we want to sell this product, right? It was from this major insurance carrier. So we were very excited as an agency to sell this online. And then the day rolled around where Uber Insurance was launched. And guess how many companies decided to go out and market? 0. Why? Because disruption is awkward. Nobody wants to be first with disruption. Nobody likes this, right? It is very irritating, or it's not irritating. it's scary to be out there first, right? To start online marketing, to launch stuff quickly. And so nobody decided to do this. I was so mad. I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous, that I decided, I was like, you know what, guys, screw it. I'm just going to launch my own website. So I did. So I launched my own website for Uber insurance. I called it Ride Sharing Insurance. It's here in Ontario, and I had a very simple form to collect leads. Okay. And so I decided, let's just collect the leads, and we had some Facebook ads. And so our Facebook ads went live in Instagram, advertising to Uber drivers, and we led them to this landing page. And we spent $50 on ads on day one. Okay, $50. Now, at the end of the day, we got 5 leads. So we're university students here. We know it's $100. No, I'm just kidding. It's $10 a lead, right? So I paid $10 per lead. Now, there is something fundamentally wrong with this business plan that I'm pretty sure you've caught on to by now. I can't sell insurance. So I was like, okay, now I have these leads, but I can't sell insurance, right? It's just, it's like, it's not a very good revenue model of just buying customers that you can't service. So I called an insurance company. I said, hey, do you guys want to buy leads? They're like, absolutely. And I said, how much will you pay? And they said, $50 per lead. I was like, well, that's a good idea. So I started selling them leads. The first month, the first month I paid $2,000 in advertising, and I billed out $10,000 worth of leads. So I made $8,000 in the first month with one landing page, which was okay. And then I was like, all right, that's good. But then I was like, I think I could do better. And like about 14% of people were converting on this landing page, which also means 86% of people are abandoning this page and just leaving it. So I decided I'm going to change the page and see if I can get more customers, more money, right? So I decided to ask more questions on the form. I thought it would seem more legitimate if I asked more questions. And my conversion rate went down to 10%, which is not good. That's 31% drop. Then I decided, okay, I'm calling it ride sharing insurance. I want to call it Uber insurance. So I called it Uber insurance. And then I went down to 8% conversion rate, which is not good. Like marketing guy of the year right here, guys. Like it's all me. And then I decided, okay, let's change the drop-down menus into radio buttons on the form, because nobody likes drop-down menus. It gives you that spinny wheel of death, and then you got to click X to go forward. It doesn't make any sense. So I just made it a clickable button. Then I went up to 16%. So I'm probably making another $500 per month just by changing a drop-down menu to a radio button. And then one of my team members came to me and they were like, Daryl, what the heck is this? And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And they're like, what is this? And I know what this is, okay? For some reason, I've got one of those stupid minds that carry useless facts all day long. I was like, this is a 2005 Honda Odyssey minivan, which doesn't exactly scream Uber driver or Uber driver experience, right? It wasn't really meeting the emotional needs of Uber drivers. And so we decided to change the picture of this Honda Odyssey minivan to a picture of the Gardner Expressway, which we think would better emotionally connect with the customer to sell more insurance. Now you say, Daryl, what does changing a picture on a landing page have anything to do with selling insurance? It just connects with people. So we changed the picture. Guess what happened? 33%. So it went from $10,000 a month to $20,000 a month, with the same budget. Okay. So if you think about this, what does all this stuff mean? It means, like, with digital marketing, it's not just about, oh, well, we have a website, or we have a landing page, or we're on Facebook, or we're on Instagram. We have to just think about our users. We have to think about our end customers. And we really want to decide, are we going to be the ones that go out there and disrupt the market and change things and go after those customers and figure out what they actually want, or do we want to be disrupted? Guys, thank you so much for paying attention for an entire hour and a half. I have made sure I've stayed on time here. Would love to open it up to questions and answers, and see who would like to go first. Now, Cleo, I'm not sure which way that you typically like dealing with this. I think we can always do the raise hand portion here and then take a look at this. So feel free to go into your Zoom settings and raise your hand, and then I will help unmute and do all that fun stuff and answer questions. Do I not have a single question? Have I done that great of a job that nobody has a single question for me? Wow. I mean, guys, that's the best compliment ever. Cleo, how about you moderate this for me?
jumping in here 1 second here. Guys, come on now. We already know. Look, can you raise your hands? Like, I know there's not no questions. That's just crazy. We all know that's not true. Who has, oh, okay, hold on. Who has a hand raised here? Marcus Saru. So honestly, you guys just unmute yourselves. If you have questions, just unmute yourselves. Let's go. Marcus, go ahead.
Hi, love your talk. I just wanted to know, in this time where people are engaging just online, I work with a nonprofit, and we've been mainly doing more grassroots work. Some of it's been traveling to different places to help with projects to create that, not content, but the message. And I'm just trying to understand, what would you think to do in order to just keep that engaging message going when you don't have that ability anymore? Just using old content doesn't really bring it, to our people that we're trying to talk to. And what would be that strategy? You talked about chat strategies, but how can we engage people if there's not something that's happening right now with our project?
Okay. So I would almost want to that's a really fun question. So if you guys didn't hear the question, it's like, what do we do to engage our audience when there's nothing actually going on right now? And also I think I heard a bit of like budget limitation and stuff like that, of just like, do we do we just repurpose old content? I don't think that there's with anything, I think you gotta like be almost like a reporter and find the story. So it's like you say, well, there's nothing happening right now, but there is, right? There could be plans of what's coming up. There could be a countdown to like a reopening type of thing. There could be really like you mentioned like being a nonprofit, of thinking like, if you're trying to connect now like nonprofits, and yes, I'm going to be the marketing guy and start breaking people into personas, but you've got different people. You could be people that you're serving, and then there could also be your donors. And if they're the donor, then you just want to spend like a good half an hour brainstorming what they're going through and what you want to communicate to them. And so, I don't know, let's have some fun. I have no idea what you're doing, but let's look at your donor. Let's say your average donor is like $5,000 or more. They've been home for a year, they're bored as crap, and they're also wearing track pants. You could have an online fundraiser event where you sell tickets out online, you send them some type of like package where it's wine and cheese or something like that. And then you actually get people to dress up in like suit and ties to go to this, because they haven't actually worn their suit in a year. That may not be good for the people that have gained the COVID-19, but let's just say they don't have to show the lower, the view of their bellies they're hanging out, and that's okay. And then you just actually have an online interaction where you have an online dinner where everybody actually dresses up at home and just does something fun. So I would say it's more of a creative strategy of thinking, what is your target audience going through right now? What is the current story, even if you're in a holding pattern? And how do you connect with those people emotionally to still do that? Actually, I saw a summer camp just this last year. Most of my examples, by the way, I'm not talking about like I have to come up with everything, right? Like I see great ideas all the time where they had a summer camp where they had to cancel it. And so what they did was they sent a care package to everybody that couldn't come to camp. And then they did like Zoom meetings with like campfires with the people doing the actual songs. And they did like a marshmallow and graham cracker recipe in your oven. And like, just even though they weren't paying any money to do it, they just were like, hey, this sucks. And so we're going to support you at home and still connect with you as a person to make that happen, which is pretty cool. Hopefully that answers your question. Shannon, I see your hand raised. Feel free to unmute yourself, and let's go for it.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you could give an example of a chat strategy. You were talking about chat being up.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it. Here, let me show you one. Let's do it. Let's find it here. Give me 1 second, and I am on it, Shannon. Okay. Do you want to do candy box marketing, my keynote speaking stuff, or my launch program? You pick, and then I'll show you my strategy.
I would say your launch program.
All right. I haven't checked that one out for a while, so I really hope that it's good. Hold on a second here. All right. So you see my launch website here. So this is just a website about launch. And then right here, I can click on chat, and it says either continue as Daryl or as guest, right? So I'm going to continue as Daryl. And sorry about all this stuff. This is probably my previous conversations. So this should be the beginning if I started off. Beep boop, I'm the Launch 48 chatbot. Love to help you and show you around today. How can we help you? So it's like, all right, I want to, I don't know, learn more. So I just click on it and it's an automated chat program. And we've kind of built like a chat tree of different things that they can go through. So it's like, awesome. And it looks like somebody's typing. No, nobody's typing. We just made it look like they're typing. So they feel like they're talking to a human because I don't know, we like humans. Yay. Well, first you can choose come to our Suite Studio or collaborate via satellite, which is a fancy way of saying work from home. Step 2 is prep phase. Once you sign up, we'll invite you, etc. And so this is like DMing me back and forth. So it's like step 3, then we're going to launch a website. Then it's like, okay, do you want to do redesign or a new website? I'm like, let's do a new one. This is like a new venture. Fantastic. We know there's many agencies. We're really happy. What's the name of your business? I'm going to say Candy Box Marketing. And I'm putting this in. This is almost like a form field. And then it's like, oh, is this the right email to reach you at? And it connects to my personal email through Facebook. I'm like, oh, yep, that's it. That's great. And then it's like, oh, is that your number? Yep, that is my number. Thank you. And then you're like, that's awesome. And then it should do, yep, there's Drake. He's really excited. And are you excited? Because we're over the moon. We'll get back to you within a day. We cannot wait to work alongside you. No, go and have a blast. And you're like, thanks. Like, that's awesome. So this is like just like an example of chat strategy. Oh, look, I didn't know that it did this. No problem, just doing my job, right? And so we get that all going here. Now, the fun part of this is this is also on Messenger. So I can go in here and then like, this is me typing on my phone on Messenger. And so even if the person leaves the website, we're still connected to them. And so even if they leave, we can like later on being like, hey, Daryl, did you want to meet up today? Or I can just even quickly just do this and then be like, hey, do you want to actually book a time on my calendar? And then somebody can go, oh yeah, sure. I'm going to click that and I'm going to book a time on Daryl's calendar and I'm going to see if he's available tomorrow. Oh, that looks terrible. And so everything's kind of just connected. Shannon, does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah, that's awesome. It's like a choose your own adventure book to get you to
Boom,
the
exactly.
end.
100%.
And then what do you use to actually run all that? Like, where do you program all that?
Yeah, there's different apps. There's a lot of different apps that can do that. A lot of CRM systems are now building that in natively. And so we use one with an API that goes straight into the Facebook API to actually use their chat platform to do it.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. All right, I don't know what order these come in. And so I'm just going to start picking from, I don't even know, the latest and go up. So Diane, you go for it. Unmute.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah. First off, what microphone are you using? Because it was freaking awesome. Like, are you using any mic or are you just talking into your computer?
I'm just talking to my computer, but it is a Mac and I do have a beautiful voice. Thank you for the question.
Oh, wow. Okay, so social media. When you get it and you get like what you should be doing on it and what you need to do it on it, it's now a matter of how though. So how long, like I just find Facebook just more confusing all the time. So it's like, do you guys offer that service where you like not necessarily do the social media for someone, but can walk someone through how to do it? Or are there companies that do that? Or is it just a matter of YouTubing it or?
Yeah, all the above. I mean, my agency offers a once a month social media workshop, but it's a little bit more on strategy than it is on like how to use the program. And so, but it's like $200. We charge for like a 3-hour strategy session with our team in a workshop. But then also, to be honest, like from what you're sounding like, I think there is like maybe small things that you could just YouTube of like, you're like, I don't know how to do this specific thing. Then, YouTube it or just click around until you figure it out. I usually click until it's broken. And so that's usually what. But
it kind of goes into what you're saying too, right? Like to me, it works together, right? Like it's the how to, it's like you said, the branding, then it's the strategy, then it's the how to, then it's following through with doing it, monitoring.
Yeah.
So it all kind of combines. So like you said, you don't want to make an error doing that, right? You don't want to go on saying something stupid or putting something. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm like,
You know
yeah,
what? So
I
I can
get
give you,
Google and
if I
YouTube
can give
and
you,
everything, but
yeah. So if I can give you a quick illustration, if you were about to launch like a major commercial on like prime time, you probably wouldn't give it to somebody that hasn't watched TV in their entire life. It would look really awkward. Whatever you do is going to look awkward. Neither would I go to like I know a little bit of Spanish, but not enough. And I wouldn't try to be a keynote speaker in a Spanish speaking country. That would be embarrassing. And so before you do anything on those networks, just go and listen. Just sign up and watch for a while before you start really forming your strategy to get going. And if you can't kind of get hung up on something, then you can YouTube it, and watch a quick video about it. There's so many videos out there about social media and what's going on. So thanks, Diane.
Yep.
I think next person here is Faith. Faith, feel free to unmute.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Faith, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks so much for such a great presentation. You talked a bit about the insurance example that you used for the insurance company that you were working for. I just wanted to know if you could just give like maybe 3 to 5 quick tips on how to position ourselves when we're running ads or trying to find those clients or leads.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like online marketing and finding leads and stuff like that. It's it's literally my entire agency. So it's like there's if you've got a good 100 hours, we could spend lots of time going through stuff. But what I would do, like speaking from where you're from, is start where the customer is at, and then work backwards. So for us, I was like, okay, Uber drivers, where are they? They're in their cars. They're on their phones. They're bored. They're on Facebook and Instagram, checking posts. And so we created a Facebook ad. Then it's like, I don't want to just create an ad to anybody on Facebook because not everybody's an Uber driver. So I actually went onto Facebook and I said, if your profession is an Uber driver, then I'm going to like go after you with ads. And so you just kind of work backwards. And then it's like, and then when they reach the landing page, what do they want? Well, they want a quote, right? And so then I think about the quote for a while, and then I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's work with that and say, all right, get a quote online, and then that's my call to action. And so in regards to like finding the right people, the right audience, you're just spend time thinking about your customer, working backwards, and you've got yourself a pretty awesome digital marketing plan.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, that answers it. Thank you.
No problem. Awesome. Let's go next to Shannon. Shannon, feel free to unmute.
Oh, I already asked you the chat strategy question.
Oh, I'm so
However,
sorry.
I'm getting ready to start a business, but I'm actually reconsidering, and I want to work for you, man.
No. Start the business. I'm a terrible person.
Do you hire project managers? Because this is the agency. I work for an agency.
No. Start your business. Don't worry about me. Awesome.
This is John.
Thomas,
I think I'm the next person.
Okay, sorry, I can't tell who's next and who's not. So go for it, John.
Yeah, I started a bed and breakfast years ago, and then we found ourselves doing events and putting on events and put off the largest event in Hawaii, and but then it's like, how do you get out the specialty aspect of what you do? Like, it's great, everybody loves us at the event, but how do we convert that? Now events aren't happening, so we don't have that conversion. And we do all this healing work and acupuncture and Rolfing and all the stuff that never gets out there. And all the OTAs like booking.com and all these other are just, they send us the wrong people that just want the least expensive place. And we either want to close or get the right customer. And then I thought, well, we'll try to do something else, ice cream. And I'm running into the same problem. I'm like, okay, let's do vegan ice cream or sugar-free ice cream, or real ice cream that doesn't, have all that corn syrup in it. And I'm into the same issue again with the whole specialty thing,
So what's your question, John? I could.
It's like, how do you reach out to people when you have such a specialized thing? It's like, it's not something that an average person is interested in. And it's like, you really have to go after
Yeah.
a certain demographic or,
Sure.
I don't know. We're just, it's kind of confusing. I'm glad to hear you have a strategy session that you have, because it's
Yeah. Yeah.
eluded me.
So, thank you for the question, John. And so I think what a lot of people struggle with, and myself included, is like where's that next customer and how am I going to get them? The first thing I typically start with is try to figure out, where did my last few customers come from? And even like it doesn't matter if it's ice cream or Hawaii or all that stuff. And you know, you write their name, you write their company, and then you write the source, and just being like, what was it? And then you go through and you write it down. And the more you go through, you're going to have a bigger database of stuff. And you could just throw this into a quick sheet or write it down and find out, where do you get most of your customers from now? Does that still exist is a good question, you know, post-COVID, right? Because everything could change, and some people are expecting customers to come back, and it's like, well, you know, maybe not right now. And then from that, try to see, okay, like how do we open that up a little bit more? Like let's say if it's a referral and it's just like, you know what, Hawaii, this stuff is a referral, what type of person? Then it's like, okay, then maybe your strategy isn't like just a pure digital one. Maybe it is like a referral one of picking up your phone and calling people and saying, hey, we did this for you. Just wondering, like, do you have any referrals for us? Like, we're just looking for a couple customers for next year. Would really appreciate it. And then you get referrals, or it could be through Google. A lot of times with specialized things, you know, our agency spends, like millions and millions every single year just on Google search on people looking for very specific things. And let me tell you, John, the crap or not crap, sorry, this is official, the stuff that we sell to random people all over the earth is unbelievable. It's like, but people are looking for it, right? People are like, I'm looking for, exactly. It's like, I'm looking for a vegan ice cream that tastes like bees. And you're like, well, there's people out there that are looking for that, right? And so we do a Google search strategy and help on the organic stuff there, or the paid ads. And so you got to just, you know, think about, you know, what is the best source of business for you or historically, and then build a plan around that. And for me, I do tons of digital marketing. We get found on Google all the time. If you're looking for an agency and all that stuff, we get really found. But still, as of today, our best business is referrals, just relationships. And so my strategy is that video that I send out, where it's like, hey, I'm going to connect with my people to be like, hey, Daryl's still here. We still build websites, make videos, logos, branding, like all that stuff. And then people are like, oh yeah, that's right. You need a website. Okay, call Daryl, like he's your guy. Or not just Daryl. There's a whole bunch of Daryls in here. They're not all named Daryl, but they do my job probably better than I do. So I hope that helps, John.
Yeah, we have found that our best referrals have come from other businesses, and they just love it, and nonprofits. They just love to refer us. I mean, we've raised over 200,000 for nonprofits, and it's just, yeah, that aspect has been so much fun. We want to have more fun. Yeah.
And so, and if your best, you just said my best thing is referral, and nonprofits love us. Find all the digital nonprofit events that are going on right now. Go to fundraising day in Toronto, like online or offline, right? Go to the 4Cs conference. Go to what was that? You know, go to the Daily Bread one, right? Like all the NFPs that are doing stuff, like arrive there digitally or in person and make some relationships there. Awesome. I think it was Thomason, then Richard, then Kane.
Hi, Daryl. Thank you for the session. It was an amazing session. So I wanted to find out, so I'm a wedding photographer, and I just moved to Canada, and I'm just trying to figure out how to attract clientele in Canada. And I mean, most of the people that currently follow me online are obviously from my home country. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I start attracting people that are localized to Canada? Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, that's awesome. Where's your home country?
Nigeria.
Nigeria, that's awesome. The closest I've been to Nigeria is Cameroon, unfortunately, but there's a lot of Nigerians in Cameroon. All right, so You know what? Thinking about that, I really think photography business is really cool to market. Like I love like good photographer marketing because number one, it's just naturally visual, and so posting stuff on Instagram, getting it out there and showing your best work, it's the best network for doing stuff like that, right? So gathering your portfolio online, and there's other companies we work with. We work with companies that sell like disinfectant cleaners and ball bearings. Like try to put that on Instagram. That's not fun at all. And so, first off, build a really good portfolio, because that's people. I don't hire a wedding photographer. I want to buy like proof that there could be a good picture of me that exists with this person, which means that I got to see the creativity of what they've done with other people. So build your portfolio, build your Instagram, which the people are going to look through, build a really good graphical website. And then another thing that you can do that's very low cost as well too is build up your Google Map profile. So Google My Business, it's free. You can get people to write reviews on you on Google Maps. And people sometimes, if they're looking for a local photographer, I'm not sure what area you're in, but they'll type it in, be like photographer, et cetera. Or if there's a certain word with photographer in this area, the more reviews you get on Google Map, the higher that you are, and people are going to come to your website and see your work. And you know what? Good photography really sells, right? So as your photography just becomes more and more awesome, or if it is today, then people are going to see that work, and then it's going to be very natural for them to come in as a lead through your online stuff, because people like what they see.
Okay, so follow-up question. By portfolio, do you mean a portfolio website?
What do I mean portfolio website? So you want to build a website with just a lot of your different pictures. And so just like really high quality images, large images. If you got any video or anything like that, slideshows that people can actually just see your work.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for the question, man. Appreciate it. Richard, I think you're next.
Daryl, how you doing? I see.
Hey,
I think
good.
somebody, the audience may have heard I was your first customer to get your website in 24 hours. You can tell from my picture, I'm a pretty old guy. I have no faith in social media. I was trying to start a little consulting practice. Everybody said, you got to have a website. You have to have a website. Everybody I spoke to made it into an unbelievably complicated process. And I heard you at some seminar, might have been at the City of Toronto, but it doesn't matter. You talked about come and see me within 24 hours, you'll have a website. So I talked to you, you said, yeah, come next week or whatever it was. It was a really interesting experience. I didn't have to know much about anything other than provide you with information about who I was and what I wanted to do. And magically, second day at 5 o'clock, we had a website up and running. And even better, you treated me to pizza at Goodfellows across the street. So it was a really good experience. And anybody who wants to deal in the social media area, I really recommend you talk to Daryl. So
Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, it was good times. I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago. Good to see you again. That's great. Cool. All right. And then Kane.
Hey, thank you for having me. Just wanted to start off and let you know that your website's honestly beautiful. Like I'm looking at it right now, and it literally is just eye candy. So, anyways, I wanted to ask you, first of all, what type of ads do you run? Do you focus on Facebook? I know you mentioned Google before. You spend a lot on Google search. So I'm just trying to figure out what is like the, I guess, most efficient or effective way.
Yeah, you know what? Thanks so much for the compliment. Appreciate it. We're just about to destroy that website and put up a new one, and so get ready for that. It's never done, but thank you. Every network out there is a different tool, and so it's kind of like I would say the question is almost like, what's the best tool? Like a screwdriver or a hammer or like a jigsaw? It's like, I don't even know if that's a tool, by the way. I'm not very handy. And it's like, I actually, it really depends on what we're using it for. And that's really, really important to think about, because you know what, how do I say this? So Google, like traditional Google search, it's really good for inbound marketing, for what's called like just like people coming into your business. So if people are searching for something, so it's an existing product, right? People don't search for something that they don't know exists, but people search for stuff where it's like, hey, I need I need vegan ice cream. I know it exists, right? And so I'm going to search for it. That's Google. And that's demand marketing, right? Where you're there when people are actually wanting it. And then all the other like more social networks. So if you take a look at like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, that is more outbound marketing where you're hitting people because of their profile, because of their consumer habits or their remarketing habits or where they've been online and saying, hey, are you, do you like, I don't know, do you like vegan foods? Well, why don't you try this vegan ice cream? And we can find that out from your profile. And then you're on Facebook, you think, oh, I wasn't thinking about vegan ice cream, but now I am, and I'm ordering lots, right? And so that's like, you want to really think about, the user journey. And so Google is more inbound, social networks are more outbound. And then there's a ton of other networks. It's like YouTube, right? YouTube is great for entertainment and education. So if you're doing something in your business that has a portion of it to do with education, and so it's training, it's teaching, it's like if you're let's say if you're selling cameras and your market is photographers, those photographers all have one thing in common. They want to know more about photography, about cameras. And so doing a YouTube strategy is awesome, and that can really work. And so, if we're taking a look here at like different networks, always just start with the end goal of mind of like, what do we want this person to actually do? And then you can usually just choose a network that would be appropriate for them. So thanks for your question, man.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, no problem. Great. I'm not sure who's next. Was it you, Robin? Yes, Robin, you were next, right?
Thank you. If you're a membership kind of a business and you do have, like, you have members, you have email, you have an email list, and you're on social, so you're not really launching anything, but now membership is going down, so you want to generate new leads. Out of the three, so website, email, and social media, what do you think it's the best way when it comes to like selling memberships?
Okay. Big question, Robin. What type of membership? Tell me what type of business. This is a period that you can shamelessly plug your own business, by the way. Go for it.
Oh, okay. It's nonprofit. One of the biggest challenges it's public health. So we are a public health association website place, but the topics are so broad. It's very like we do reproductive health to alcohol to cannabis, all those public health kind of issues. Okay. So we're very broad, but again, we want to create new leads and we have like the emails where we have the free emailing list. So we have thousands of people there. We have people are interested in the topic, but how can we convert them?
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So one thing, sorry, I just hear somebody is off mute right now and it's quite loud. I'm not sure who it is. Maybe my friend Cleo can help me out with that. Sorry, my last question in that is, you said, how can we convert them? Tell me more about that. What do you want them to do?
So it's more just like our focus seems off because it's not, I don't think we're trying to, it's that we're a small team. So it's either that if we want to get the strategy down, but is it that we should focus on this one avenue first, which I want to, and just getting a sense of, is it social media? Because all our members are in the older category and we want new fresh people. Should we focus on social media on that? Or is it on email? Because we have a following list, should we more focus there? Or is it is the website critical and we should focus on the website?
So you're going to really hate my answer. So the answer is yes. Yes, you should. Okay. All roads lead to Rome. And you're saying, okay, our demographic is older people. Great. Then just choose an old person network. The number one age category for Facebook is women age 55 plus. Now you may say that's offensive. I'm sorry. It's just a stat. It's just like, that's just what it is. Like, you want to track my mom? Go on Facebook. Oh, please don't try to attract my mom, by the way. It's just not me asking everyone to friend my mom on Facebook. And so yes, social media is don't write off the oldies with social. They are on it. They are engaged. They do participate sometimes more than other people. They also fall for sponsored ads more than other people. And so it's a great network. Email campaigns, as long as it's targeted, yes, it's great to stay in communication with people. Because of CASO compliance, our number of spam emails is actually going down, and people are managing their emails a lot more. So a really good targeted list is fantastic, but that's not really going to get you net new people through your email list, because it's not like new people are signing up. And then your website, yes. You've got to have a lead funnel on your website for people to actually sign up or do something to be able to get something so that they're on your list to attract it. And so it's really a cycle, right? It's like social and email, or like social could be a pushing, search could be pushing, they push them into the website pushes them into your email blast, and your email blast has its own marketing automation tool that is following people through the consumer life cycle. So it's not very like two-dimensional, it's three-dimensional of, okay, here's our customer acquisition strategy, or even lead acquisition strategy. Here's our conversion strategy. Here's our nurturing strategy. And they all work together, right? And if you don't have like an acquisition strategy, you're always going down. If you don't have a conversion strategy, you don't get the share of wallet that you're looking for. And I remember a marketer once said, and like, I think about this personally all the time, and it's very hard challenge in saying, okay, get new customers, keep existing customers, and upsell existing customers. 3 areas of marketing in your business. Now, usually companies do 1 well. Some companies do 2 well. Very few do 3 well. They may get them in, they may get them sold, and then they don't nurture them, or the people where they don't get a lot in, but they nurture really well. And so those are the 3 buckets that I always focus on, and they're all actually important for you to market and sell more in your business.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Next person, Farkunda. I think I said that right. Probably not, actually. Farkunda.
You said it right. Thank you for the great presentation. I just want to ask, I'm starting a small clothing brand, and I know there's a lot of different types of way to digital market, especially with I've seen examples online from a lot of different clothing brands. It's so much that I'm confused. What is the first step to take when you're digital marketing for like clothing?
Yeah. Do you have a website? So is it easy for people to buy stuff online?
I just got I just ordered products. I think by next week I should be starting working on the website.
Okay, great. Awesome. So that is certainly your first step. Your question, like, what is my first step? Before you do anything else, you want to see the end goal in mind. You want to create a great site on the right platform that works for your users, that is attractive, that helps users through. And then you said a small clothing business. I don't imagine is it like you're just starting it out, or not for small people, or is it for like men, women? What's your target for clothing?
It's streetwear, so it's unisex, and yeah,
Okay.
I'm just selling hoodies and t-shirts.
Okay, cool. And so find somebody in your target market, like somebody that would actually buy something. After you build a website, tell them your website address, get them to go on it, and get them to buy something, and watch them. Watch over their shoulder, see what they do, say what they click on. If they've got any questions, or they don't feel like buying something, or if they're not sure if it's going to fit, or if they don't really understand what fabric it is, or all those questions that they have about your clothing, write it down. Don't disagree with them. Don't argue with them being like, it's a small, like, of course you should know what a small is. No, like people are dumb, right? Online, people don't know what's going on. And so you really want to iron that out before you start any online advertising, that it doesn't like, even like give them like a nice glass of scotch and see if they can do it. Because if they can't do it like that while you're sitting there and they're your friend, they don't feel like checking out, you're not going to do anything with online advertising. That's strange. Yes, get your friends drunk and get them on your website. Number 2, where should you advertise? You know what, based on your demographic, I mean, people have heard this a lot, but it's like Instagram is pretty good right now with ads. TikTok as well too has just released their ad platform, and they're doing more stuff with it. And because there's not a ton of companies in it, and there's a lot of old people that are afraid of TikTok and think that it's, you know, just some bizarre network, the cost per acquisition is a little bit low. Reddit is also a great app to advertise through because you can go after people in different demographics or different subreddits. That's pretty awesome. Google is a little expensive if you're going after like specialty merchandise, but they do have a merch store as well. Man, I'm trying to think of other stuff. I mean, like, you know, just organic stories. And if you've got any type of influencer thought or campaign, I'm not an expert at influencer campaigns. And I would certainly bow out to other agencies that specifically do that, but those also cost a lot of money. So if you have really good friends that are, I don't know, they've got a couple of followers, and not a couple, sorry, a couple thousand, that's always helpful. And so I hope that kind of helps your beginning couple steps, but yeah, I would start with your site and then work your way into networks.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem. Just remember with online marketing, the phrase, if you build it, they will come, does not work. There's 1 trillion websites and only 7.6 billion people. I don't know how that ever happened, but yeah, that's something that we've just got to, you know, you've got to have an actual strategy to bring people to your site. So that's a really good question. To Sam.
Hi, Daryl. Thanks for the presentation so far. I just have a question regarding what you might recommend as a great marketing strategy for my business. So my husband and I created a platform. So we have a website and a mobile, well, a web app as well. Well, a mobile app where people can donate items. So it's called Declutter. People can donate items conveniently, you know, from their home. And then the items are available for purchase on the website, on the platform for just $1. Every item you donate is sold for just $1. So think of it as the platform as an intersection between like a Kijiji and the brick and mortar donation centers like Value Village, National Thrift. So that's really what the business is. It's like a social purpose business. So right now we're just trying to figure out what the best marketing strategy would be for this business.
That's really cool. That's awesome. Hey, congrats on creating something awesome. You know what? I'm thinking. I want to give you not just the top of mind stuff. So the challenge that you have is because you don't have like a really large revenue model here, you don't want to spend too much on advertising on just like random traffic, and so you want to get in front of people organically. And so you may look at, and this is not just in my area, but you may look at just a natural PR route, public relations route, to try to get your name in front of like different like media agencies and stuff like that as like a goodwill, like, you know, $1 to, you know, declutter your house, like type of story, right? So you may want to create a story, even create a video about it that you can distribute to people in PR so that they understand and they go, okay, that's a really good story. So that they, you know, either bring you on TV, get you on radio and that type of stuff. I know I'm the digital guy telling you to go traditional, but it's all good, right? You can sell it, it's great. Because I just think you've got to reach a huge mass audience, because you got to get people to buy and sell. And that's hard to do. That's one of the most tough things to do in digital marketing, because you have to bring up both audiences at the same time. And without a lot of capital, it's like, you know, it's very challenging. The other thing to do is take a look at, you know, an organic strategy through social media and seeing, you know, maybe it's, you know, posting stuff every day of what's on the buy and sell and targeting the area. I also think that whenever you're dealing with the geographically dependent items, so it's like you may want to start in a certain geography of, say, where do you live, by the way, Tosan?
I'm in Ajax, Ontario. You're
in Ajax, okay. So you may even like think of starting, like, if you can, like at a local university or something like that, where it's like it's campaign through one organization to do a buy and sell, where you get a whole bunch of people on it all at once, or you're doing it through a bunch of nonprofits that are looking to make that happen, or get a major charity partner and say, okay, World Vision, we want you to advertise this, and this is how people are going to go in and sell stuff, and this is how people are going to buy stuff, and get them to really carry your message, because the natural like paid routes is going to be just too expensive. So you're kind of looking for that that special magic bullet that's going to help you kind of penetrate the market without a lot of costs. And so I would try to look at mass media and see if you can get any type of free PR to make that happen, or have like a charity partner to go with you.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much.
Cool. Awesome. Not a problem. Natalie, go for it.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. It was great. I just started a online pet store. I launched my website in September. I've been using Facebook ads and Google Business Manager to do some ads, and I'm also doing some stories on stories and posts on Instagram. But I haven't had much of a conversion rate on it. I've been doing some sales, but with referrals, like you said, which is people that I know, things like that. But I want to be able to do more online. So do you have any ideas or any ideas that you can share how to increase my conversion rate using ads online?
Sure. Yeah. What's your website address?
It's called Live Pet Love.
Awesome. As you saw there, I bought a COVID dog this year. I'm now into pet stuff.
Oh, cool.
Is that livepetLove1.shopify.com?
Yes, that's Shopify. Yes.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And so are you measuring your conversion rates right now?
No, I'm not. So that's where I'm lacking some of the knowledge on how to use the information from, I guess, Google Manager, or I guess Shopify has some of it, but I'm not very familiar on how to use it. So I like to know how to go about it so I can, try and get more sales.
Sure. So just taking a look at this website. So yeah, like I like the fact that you use Shopify. It's pretty slick to just get going on it really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, like I just went through your site really quickly just to kind of see your conversion path.
Right.
And I hate to say this.
Yes, go ahead.
Hate to say this. So I was going to buy a $12 bocce bakery mud pie my training dog food here, and so it's $12.18. Then the base shipping was $11.66, and so I've got to pay $24 for a $12 product.
Well, it's supposed to be that it's free delivery in the GTA, and with the $49 spend, and then local, it's supposed to be free local delivery. But so where are you?
Mississauga.
Okay, so Mississauga, you might be out of my range. Maybe that's why.
Okay, and maybe that's why. Yeah, and that's okay. And so so just knowing a couple of those things there, because I'm just always trying to look at why people wouldn't convert, and so sometimes like just testing out, you'll see different things. So obviously, if you're not even going to Mississauga, really make sure that any of your advertisements are hyper geo focused on just your area, which you probably would already. If you have so it's a very hard thing to not see all these things and to kind of make a quick presumption, but it's like Facebook ads and Google, they work. Mm-hmm. But they're like a tool. So it's like, who's using it? How are you using it? Who you're targeting? What are the keywords? And so are you currently like just personally managing that, or did you give it over to the network to do that, or? Okay.
I'm doing that.
So I would try to like either, maybe you want a consultant or hire somebody to take a look at it and to see what you're doing, because it is very complex. We train people, we train people for 3 months before they're even on a campaign. Okay. Because it's a lot to learn really quickly, and Facebook is really good, and Google at like one thing that's like trying to get you to spend money right away, and not necessarily money in the right place. And so either through learning or getting a consultant or something, these things can work. We just got to focus on like really making it tick. Now, other emerging networks and stuff like that, I have mentioned this and other things, but like even taking a look at other networks that maybe aren't as expensive, so you can get like more traffic for less price. One that I'm very interested in these days is both TikTok and Reddit. Reddit is the 7th most visited website in the world. And it's and people spend an average of 42 minutes on it per day. And you can go after subreddits like Toronto Life, AW, which is AWWW, which is like just pet pictures and stuff like that, which is lame, but it's great for watching like cats jumping because of cucumbers on a Friday night. And then you're finding the right targeted group that you're trying to get your pet food in front of. So hopefully that helps, but it's, you know, I would really take a look at that account because that stuff can work. It's just how it's used.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you so much for the advice.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for your question. Annie, you're up.
Hi, yes, Dara, thank you for having me. My question will be, what's your suggestions about short film advertising, like using TikTok platform?
Sorry, do you mind repeating your question? I just heard a bit of background noise.
What's your suggestions about using TikTok to make a 2 minutes or less 2 minutes advertising? I mean, short film advertising.
Yeah. So TikTok is really interesting. I mean, we backed away from it for a bit as an agency because we thought that they were like going to ban it in Canada, and they didn't. And for organic growth, it's pretty cool, but it's like you got to make sure that your brand is a TikTok brand. So once again, going back to like if my client's selling disinfectant, and it's like, okay, we can go on TikTok, but like I got to see the moves. And like we've got to actually like it got to marry the brand. And if it's just like you know more of like a technical sale and like lab like technician stuff like that aren't going to be engaging, it's like let's not do that. So like let's not try to be cool at the club if we're not wearing the right stuff. Insert rap song here lyrics that I don't know. And so that type of stuff is really important to like think like does the network match what you can do in regards to producing content. And then in regards to TikTok ads, they have just like, I think even just over a month ago, released like more small business ad possibilities. We haven't completed testing it yet. So for me, the jury is out. I don't know if they're good or not. I don't know how effective they are. I don't know their click-through ratio. I just don't know. They started off like, you know, over a year ago with some cool ads that were national, but you can never really show the national campaign numbers in regards to like a small business setting. And so I'm just not exactly sure what type of results you get out of it. But once you do, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, let me know how it goes. I'd be very curious to see what the results are because not a lot of people have tried it.
For sure. Yeah, I connected your Instagram. I'm going to launch. I'm going to launch my website, which is afianatures.ca.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, very soon. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'll check it out. Thank you for the question. All right. I think it's is it Kara D or Kara or I'm sorry, your screen name has got a capital in it. So
I have 2 first names, so I just put an initial for one of them.
Perfect.
I have what I hope is a simple question. First of all, thank you so much for the presentation. It's been really enlightening, and probably I'm running into a wall right now just because I've gotten some contradicting things. So I'll just explain a little bit. I've been in a few webinars, workshops, and I'm connected with this program. And one of the first things I was always told was get on social media, create this, make sure you have a profile everywhere. And then I'm hearing like, you gotta do 6 posts a day here, this number of posts, that much posts. And then I hear you, the first thing you said is don't get on social media. And so my question would be is I'm on everything currently. I'm mostly focusing on content because I don't have the great products that I want to give my customers. And I don't have my courses into webinars yet. So I'm just focusing on content. I'm focusing on talking with people, helping people how I can during this whole stay home stuff. I'm only active, I would say, on maybe 3 or 4 of these social media platforms. Would you recommend that I stay and continue the content I'm on these 4 sites, as well as keeping these other social media handles, or should I just get rid of them?
Yeah, you can keep the handles. It's not about like just whether or not you have a handle. Sometimes people say it's good just to park handles in case you want to go over there. That's perfectly fine. You know, the reason why I was saying that is just not to like just start randomly posting stuff on different networks thinking that you're going to get business, but to really have a social strategy and figure out, like, do you want to be on the network? Is it important for you to be on the network? There's like sometimes when companies get so big, they just can't afford not to be on the network. And you've just got to have a presence different places. But the whole lesson is like if you're going to be on a network, have a strategy, think about who your customer is, think about what you're going to do there. And if it is a strategy, then it's a consistent one. And you're always on it and you're figuring it out. If not, then don't worry about it. Like don't sweat it and say like, oh, well, I've got to post on all these networks. I'm going to do 5 posts on 5 networks. I'd rather say post 5 times on one network that your customer is on if you can.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Diane.
Hi, sorry, I have one more question for you.
Yeah, hit me.
With regards to podcasts, where would you, so for your podcast, is it the same social media if your audience is relatively the same as it would be on just a product or a brand or a service rather than a podcast? Is the social media platforms the same that you should choose? And on top of that question, how far in advance of launching the podcast would you be smart enough to start, I guess, the noise, if you will?
Yeah. Yeah, for the first question, like, should you use the same social networks if you're going to be podcasting? Not really. No, it's like there's some organizations that just podcast, and that's the way that they're reaching people, and that's awesome. And they really just focus on high quality podcasts all the time, and that's great. And so if you're doing that, like if you're actually launching a podcast, you may say, okay, how is the message getting out there? Is it going to be ranked organically? Are we going to be having guests that drive traffic to it? How are people going to kind of find out about the podcast? Usually they need something.
Well, that's just it. And, you know, I think we're on our 5th episode right now, no, 6th. And so it will be launching here pretty soon at the end of the month. And so now it was like, well, again, do you wait until it's an advice podcast, comedy wise ish, with a female quirky twist to it. So I guess, you know, do you let the podcast do its thing first, or do you, you know, kind of, I don't know, like a, you know,
announce going out? Yeah, no, I like what I'd like to do is have one piece of content. So if it's a podcast, and then get it out there, right? Like if you've got an email list, or like who are your first adopters, make sure that they know about it, because otherwise you're just releasing a podcast into space and nobody really knows that it exists. If it's like based on like your stuff, it's advice, I would say, you know, your advice is timely, and so time matters. And so don't just wait to get it out there, like start pushing right away. And, you know, start posting it and making sure that people know about it. But then afterwards, you can always bring back and recycle that content through your social media channels. So have, you know, a beginning strategy, a launch strategy, and then a continual, like, this is what we're doing on a regular basis.
Okay, awesome. And your company does that too, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we help people record and launch podcasts.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Timothy, you're up, man. Feel free to unmute just in case you're talking. I'm going to click ask you. Oh, shoot. I think I just muted you as you unmuted. There you go. Go for it.
Okay. So I have a question. We haven't done any marketing yet. So we'll be starting social media marketing, so either on Facebook or Instagram, what kind of like pricing do you like? What is the price range of your service for social media marketing?
Yeah, so like I appreciate the question. I'm not going to go into too much right now because I really want to just focus on, and it's not a bad question. I'm just going to say like generally what agencies can do because I don't want to advertise. So agencies could either take a percentage of your overall spend, or they can go on retainer base, so based on the amount of work. So we've got some clients, we always do retainers, and so we start around $1,000 per month for our team to get involved in a campaign. And then we move north based on the amount of creatives, the amount of management. There's some large clients that are spending, $5,000-$6,000 per month in just Facebook or Google ad management based on the size of their account. So we really take a look at the objectives and what's going on there. But when you're looking out there for advertising, some people outsource it overseas. And so you can get Facebook marketing and Google marketing as cheap as like $100. But you're probably going to get what you pay for there in regards to quality. And then the sky's the limit based on strategy and who's the end person that's actually going to be controlling that campaign.
Yeah, I have checked out overseas. They don't cut it, so it cannot. They must be Western country, peoples. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. I get my answer. Thank you.
Yeah. No problem. Great. Awesome. Thanks, Timothy. All right. Who's next here? Hey, Vanessa.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Perfect. So once again, like everyone else has said, I'm going to echo the same thing. Thank you for a great presentation. We really appreciate it. My question is, I think a lot of us here, we're either just starting out or like myself, I've had a business several years ago and I'm just now pretty much getting back into it. Do you have any suggestions on someone running everything solo by themselves, getting started on just how to stay organized, or just to keep their mind in the game, and mostly just towards like organization, because it is a lot, it is overwhelming, and that's one of the things that kind of made me step away from the business in the beginning. So now coming back to it, and now learning more about the social media platforms and just ads and just all the new terminology, it's just how to stay organized. Are there any checklists that you could recommend that we could look into that's like, hey, not only just the website, these social media tactics or ads, but it's like, is there a certain order and just organization was my main one. Thank you.
Yeah. No, yeah. Tell me when you have the answer for that one, because I'm still always trying to get organized myself. You know what? It really depends on what works for you. I kind of try to reorganize my life in different ways. I know this is lame, and please don't repeat this. I'll just say that you lied. Oh wait, I think this is being recorded, but whatever. I use Google Tasks. Yep. It's embarrassing. It's just a simple task list. It stays right next to my email, so I can see my email, my tasks. My email, I know I'm responding to people, which means I'm reacting. My tasks, I know that that's what I put on there. So that's my proactive stuff. So I try to balance my day in between what I'm responding to and what I'm doing proactively, because otherwise then my company wouldn't grow. I'm just going to be a professional email answerer on a regular basis. But that's my job. My kids constantly make fun of me and saying I just stare at a computer screen all day and that my job is boring, but I like it. Now in regards to like task management and stuff like that, there's a lot of really cool, like what I would look at like for like project management tools out there. There's Basecamp. There is, oh gosh, I'm just trying to like remember all of them. My company uses monday.com for task management across an organization. And we like it because it's like I've got 25 staff working with 300 customers on a regular basis. I have no idea what's going on a good day. And so we have to kind of keep things together, or things can fall through the cracks. And then one thing I'm just going to like just for fun comment. We were saying you're in your business, then it got too much, then you got out of your business and you're kind of back in your business. Build your business so that you can involve other people, because then it grows. So when I started my company, I had like just as an example, I had a 1-800 number with extensions. I had support at Candy Box Marketing. I had, billing at Candy Box Marketing, and hello, like marketing at Candy Box Marketing, and sales at Candy Box Marketing. They all came to me, but I built those things in the beginning of like, okay, I just want these things decentralized from me, even though I'm doing it right now. At a certain point, I believed that I was going to pass it to someone else. And as soon as that person came, I could literally go here, and it was very easy to cut and push. Sometimes if somebody's like, if everyone's got Daryl's cell, Daryl's email, Daryl's this, Daryl's DM, then Daryl's it. And it's gonna be very, very hard for them not to talk to Daryl. I'm gonna have to retrain my clients. I don't know if this pertains to you or maybe anybody else in this room, maybe that skincare person, but like, that's like something that I like to do right at the beginning of a company, and saying, set it up in a way that somebody else can run it. Because then you can truly actually grow a business and not just like a job.
Perfect. Thank you. I think that was my biggest thing, is because like I'm still working like a full-time job and also trying to get back into this. So I stopped selling my clothing online, and I just did everything in my local area. So now that I'm trying to get back online, it's just like everyone has my phone number. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem at all. That's great. Fantastic. Thanks so much. John, I see you've got a question there. Go for it.
Yes. Because of the whole currency thing, I was curious if you're involved in any trade organizations like ITEX or ITEX Canada, or barter clubs, or business to business organizations.
Nope, I'm not. Yeah, I'm sorry if that disappoints you. No, I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
There
Thanks
are
for the question.
organizations that I guess it's almost like BNI or something, but if they actually have like a Bitcoin element on there where they there's a currency, and people do services with each other and whatnot.
Cool.
And I've dealt with
I'll take a look at it.
a few organizations in Canada, and it was pretty amazing, and I've done well with that. All right.
Yeah, no problem. Great. Kane, go for it.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, I know that every once in a while, sometimes people have problems with their Facebook profiles. For example, mine, I literally set everything up, didn't even have an ad running, and then out of nowhere, Facebook suspends my account. And they made me send in a picture of myself, right? And it's been like 2-3 days now, and I'm trying to, nothing is going on, and I'm just trying to figure out like, what did I even do wrong? I mean, I know you don't see anything, but like, I set it up, I just don't understand. Like, it's just, how do I get around this?
Yeah, no, the answer is they hate you, and they're just going for you, no, it certainly can feel like that. You know what, I'm not really sure. I mean, I would reach out to Facebook support in that case and see if they've got any answers. They do have bots that try to detect other spam accounts, which, like, let's just say if you set up your account in a public area on public Wi-Fi and there was somebody else that set up spam accounts there, that it could flag that. It could flag it if you've got a name that's unique or that doesn't look like a proper name. I'm not saying that about your name, but sometimes people try to sign up with bogus names. Sometimes if they have like certain requests from a certain server over and over again, they can flag it. So I don't know. I hope they resolve it quickly. But yeah, just reaching out to Facebook support, you should be able to get through. It does take a while, even though like clients like Fox Broadcasting, not the like news channel, but no, Fox like entertainment. So we did stuff for like So You Think You Can Dance and all that stuff. We had like a contact at Facebook. They didn't even move fast for us. Like they're a slow moving iceberg when it comes to customer support. Awesome. Perfect. That was the last question in line. Any other questions? I can also take a quick look at the chat here. What would be a good marketing strategy for starting an online NFT artist auction company? I need to know more about that. Gabriella, are you there? Did you mean NFP or? And then Beverly. Beverly, I see you there. So Beverly, feel free to unmute yourself.
I am unmuted. Can you hear me?
Oh, perfect. Yep, I can hear you.
So I'm starting up decluttering and organizing business. So the strategy is handing out flyers and my business card. I've also put an ad up on a website called nextdoor.ca.
Okay, yeah.
I got a few, not a few, a couple clients that were interested. It didn't pan out, but at the same time, going door to door is really challenging right now because people hardly want to open their door, which I can understand. So I've been putting flyers in their mailbox.
Okay, yeah.
You can't really put flyers on cars in mall parking lots. You have to get permission, and that's tricky as well. I want to know if you, like, I want to kind of go the referral route rather than social media. So should I be putting up a website at this point, or what do you suggest?
Yeah. I certainly think like for the wheel and spoke model that the website is central to most marketing initiatives, because people are going to want to know a little bit more about pricing and reviews and that type of stuff. And so I do like, but I'm an online marketer, so as soon as I think of something, I immediately want to put up a website. You know, I've got a hammer and everything looks like a nail, and so I may be wrong there, but I would personally put up a site. You know, even in regards to those types of like local home services, I would take a look at Kijiji as well too, because it's like, you know, a lot of people on Kijiji are doing like different services and offering different services and that type of stuff. I'd also just take a look at the current market and saying, you know, if I'm not sure, actually, Beverly, where do you live?
I'm just on the border of Mississauga and Brampton.
Okay. So, you know what, I'm in Mississauga and I live like on the border as well too. So, hey, maybe we're neighbors. I'll scream really loudly out the window and see if you hear me. But we're you know, very much in lockdown. And so you may just not have anybody in because of that. Or sorry, we're not lockdown, we're gray. So that is like lockdown plus, I don't even know what that is. But so you may just want to wait until that stuff is over, because there's a lot of businesses right now that it doesn't really matter what you do or how you advertise or what you put up. Nobody's going to have you into your house unless you're an essential service. And decluttering, I don't know if people would do it. I'm just being honest. I could be wrong though. I could be very, very wrong. And then you prove me wrong. And then you DM me and say, Daryl, you suck. And this is all the business I've had, and I'll cheer you on. So yeah, that's the best that I would do right now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Adriana, go for it. I'm just going to ask you to unmute.
Sorry, yes, I was trying to unmute. Thank you for the great conversation. I have enjoyed a lot about everybody's cases and also all the expertise that you have provided. My company, it's been in market for 5 years. And as you mentioned in the first presentation, we are trying to disrupt the food industry. So it's a very difficult market. And also we have lots of competition. We are using a main ingredient that is not very well known here in Canada, that is cactus. So I am in charge of everything in a way, in terms of the marketing of my company. I try to make the promotion. I try to make visuals that are attractive, but certainly I am not a high-end or as attractive as I would like it to be, because I don't have really budget for doing that. I have tried Instagram as my main source of clientele. In my first time during the pandemic, it really hit us a lot since our main customer was closed. We were not able to continue. But during the pandemic, I tried the online marketing and I got clients. And it was amazing. Like, I was like, wow, this is amazing. We had sales in a very difficult time. However, I have noticed that there is a barrier for me to be like to get or attract more people. Like, there is something that I'm doing wrong that I am not able to break in. Like, there is I don't know if it's money, like in terms of investment from us, in terms of breaking in. This stupidity of hashtags that I sometimes see people that not even put hashtags and have lots of like, I don't know how to deal with these algorithms. So
Sure.
my question to you is, I know that Instagram is my main maybe source of clientele, because I have noticed through the Google Ads and through Instagram that the main people that are clicking or that are looking into my information are women from a certain age, right? So I think that Instagram is my main channel of marketing. However, I really think that my company needs maybe a little bit of investment in marketing. Maybe I need to train myself a little bit more, since my friend says that nobody will market my company better than me. And I cannot afford to have a company that takes care of the marketing. So you said that you have like a consultation for the strategy. I certainly know what is a strategy, and maybe that is what I haven't sit down and strategize to do. But I have been doing it already for more than a year, and I do believe there is a barrier, and I don't know what barrier is that. My company is called Healthy Prickly Concepts. And well, I don't know. We have a website. We have right now, since October, an online store. We have been starting to have online sales.
Okay. Let me
as well.
It'd be cool if you can even drop that in the chat, and I'll also take a look at it just as we're going through here. But one thing, to get noticed a little bit more, certainly the algorithms is one. So organic algorithms of making sure that you are, posting at the right times, posting enough stories, stuff that people are interested in. The name of the game with like Instagram, Facebook, and stuff like that, or more Instagram than Facebook, but is engagement. So if you're getting people to actually engage with what you're doing, then you're going to be seen more, and more people are going to find you, and more people are going to discover you. And so, like, something
that has happened, like from when I started, where am I right now? I have grown, but I still believe that there is something that it's, I seriously don't know what it is, because I have engagement, as you said, conversation, right? I am not doing this, or my posts are not really for catching the attention of, no, it's for actually having a conversation with whatever people are following me that are very limited, but these people are people that have, I haven't paid for that. Like I have these people that are following me because either are in my network or they have seen my ads either in Instagram or in Facebook. So, but I don't know if a barrier exists, and that's why I'm not capable of breaking in. Like it's the food industry, so that's why as well. It's like I have seen these ads from people like companies that are advertising their services, saying Pizza Hut is spending $50,000 in advertising, and they have 2 likes, right? So it's a waste of money. So I know that.
I know it's kind of hard to break into stuff without the big budgets, and so it's either organic, right, where you're reaching out to the influencers, reaching out to people that have tagged your products, like that are cooking with your products, that type of stuff, or you're doing sponsored ads based on people's profiles, right? So taking a look at your site, you got edible cactus stuff, and then you may just find that there's like a similar product category that people are really interested in that you can advertise to, and so it's really just about like narrowing down your advertising scope to just like people that will buy it, because then your cost per click or cost per acquisition will go down. And so, in regards to, I think somebody had just mentioned it, like influencers, like sometimes you can find people that have got a great network that are good. Sometimes they're very expensive, or they try to be expensive. It's not a commodity, right?
Lucky to get it for free, amazingly, because we send the product and they like it so much that they did it for free. And then our account was like crazy for 48 hours. I couldn't stop answering, but at that time we didn't have the online store, and they couldn't buy. Now I seriously don't know what to do.
Yeah, no, it's good that it's now all open. And so what I would do is I would just I would dabble in some ads and then some organic and see if people can actually interact with your brand. And so asking for photos and what people are doing with it would really help.
Hey
Just
guys,
because we
Daryl, I just want to
Yeah, thank
flag.
you.
Let's do one last question and then we can wrap it up for the night.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Cleo.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you. Good. Best of luck to you, Adriana.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone have a last question here?
Yes, I have a question.
Yep. Go for it.
All right, so I did send a message in the chat related to an NFT creators community. So NFT is basically non-fungible tokens. That's basically a way that digital creators, so I'm talking about artists that have created animated art, have been able to have a lot of funds for their art. And I know that that type of exchange is very prominent on TikTok. So I was wondering, what kind of marketing strategy would you recommend for a kind of company where I would be starting on a digital auction and where the creators could receive 80% of their funds for their art, but also a portion of the funds would go to a donation group of their choice?
Okay. So are you looking at launching this as an app or as a marketplace? What does that look like?
So that's kind of also a question I wanted to have for you. I would like to launch it as an app, but I wanted to know how I would bring in people first to know about the company. Like, would I create a TikTok marketing campaign, or would I create a seminar where I could explain this to artists?
Yeah. So I think because you're, so I don't have a straight answer for you, Gabriella. I think it's a really cool concept. What I would obviously start with, because you're dealing with digital media and selling that type of stuff, and we're also learning about it as you're doing stuff. You've got an educational component of this where you need to teach people, even if it's 20 or 30 seconds, what it is that you're doing, right? And so, so what you want to do is maybe create a 30-second video and then start looking at the different networks, even including Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, to really pushing out that video or a series of videos that helps explain what your solution is doing, and then what is the next steps for people to engage with it. I don't think this is one network. I think this, you'd want to do multi-network with video, and because you're in the creative industry, you may have a style or demos of how this stuff works, and then you're pushing it through different areas. And so, so it is I would say it's you've got one, one asset, but then multi-channel to show people what's going on. And so just as an example here, this is a product example I found the other day, and I was like, this is just really, really cool and brilliant, where they're just teaching about something new. Let me just quickly share it here. So this is, hold on a second here. Pinterest. So this is a product, and then you're seeing demonstration of the product, and you're kind of understanding, okay, new product, compostable, this is what you do with it, which is a big change from what you would normally do with the product. And so it's a different business model in 20 seconds, no sound. And so that's something that I would, take a look at and see if you can create video assets that are actually explaining what you're doing.
Okay, all right.
Okay, awesome. I think that's pretty much it. Cleo, I'll hand it back to you guys. Thank you so much for paying attention for 2 hours and 45 minutes. That's like a drive from Toronto to Muskoka. You listened to me the entire time. All right, so well done, everybody.
Thanks so much, Daryl.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Amazing. Daryl, thank you so much for a wonderful night. And as usual, they kept you until the bitter end like they would in real life. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us at another session of Startup School. This has been magnificent. I'm sending you a survey, so make sure you fill it out so we can keep coming back to you. Daryl, you're the best.
Cleo, you're awesome. See you in a couple of years.
Everyone, have a great night.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers, guys. All right, bye.
Bye, guys.